Miller now. A little bit of a group battle here with Bastianini, Miller, Di Gianantonio and Acosta scrapping it out for 6th place. I remind you that Espargaro still has to do another long lap. I remind you that Espargaro into museum now. Here we go. Acosta through. No.
It's really narrow around this track as well, so passing opportunities are always going to be what we call a block pass, where you end up almost rubbing the rider or forcing the rider wide. It's why we see so many incidents at this track, especially more so now than ever on these MotoGP bikes. They are so fast.
So more of a V from Bastianini there, the way he set up that corner on the Ducati to power down that back straight into the Shimano Burf S. We're riding on board with Pedro Acosta, precocious talent.
Yeah, actually, he's been having a fantastic weekend. He was second fastest in the very first practice session in free practice 1, and then it's almost like he's able to ride to the limit of the motorcycle, and then, believe it or not, even as a rookie, it's the bike. It appears to me that the bike's holding him up, not the fact that he's a rookie and he's having to learn. He's been clearly the fastest KTM rider on the track.
Although Miller has found something, hasn't he, this weekend? He might drop back here as he goes behind Fabio Di Gianantonio. Miller will try and cut back through now. He's also going to have Acosta for company, but definitely in the test, both Di Gianantonio and Miller seem to have found a little bit of something. There will be some comfort.
Acosta rides so close to the rider in front.
And again, down into museum.
It might be easier for him to pass Jack because they're on the same motorcycle.
And towards Garage Vert. Haven't seen Espargaro do his... Oh, there he is, doing his long lap now.
Oh, and he's
around the outside.
Right on line.
But Bastianini's got him.
Yeah.
But Bastianini released now. And he can chase down Viñales, who in turn has lost a second to Marc Marquez. Spread out a little bit of the front.
Oh, Fabio.
No, is that not...
oh, no, it's Rins. Sorry, yeah, Rins. I thought it was Fabio because of his different helmet for this weekend.
So I quite like that.
Yeah, looks good, doesn't it?
He's got a bit of graffiti style.
Well, Bez is keeping him honest. The gap's staying pretty similar. There we go.
Costa's wide, and Miller gives up.
Yeah, it was the right thing.
Gives way.
Well, that would have been, gives way. There was half a chance for Jack to have a go back, but it would have been a big collision.
So Acosta past Miller and into 8th place. At the front, Martin already out of the chicane. Fastest rider of the top 3 on that last lap, Marc Marquez. Gaps between them, 1 second.
Wide into there. It's a late apex. He just attacks that corner even more. Gains a bit of time on the wane, but then you lose that little bit in the middle. Next bit more of a fee out of it. They were completely lost yesterday when I was speaking to Mark's crew chief, Frankie Carcetti, struggling to just get the tyres to work, believe it or not, to get the bike to activate the tyres. Just said it was like we could do 7 races on 1 tyre.
There's Rins's bike being wheeled away at the back in Garage Vert. On board with Martin. Of course, made a mistake while out front in the Spanish Grand Prix. But apart from that, he's looked pretty clean so far this year.
He has, and he's looked great this weekend. Martin's looked the fastest all weekend.
Yeah, I thought Bagnaia would have something, but obviously there's a problem with Bagnaia's bike. Marquez, looks to be closing on Bezzecchi ever so slightly. Yeah, just not massive amounts, a 10th. Actually, on the course of that last lap, it was 2:10.
Yeah. Fastest man on track, and I'm not surprised is Enea Bastianini. Now he's broke free of that group. He's trying to close down Viñales, who's behind Marc Marquez.
He could do so. He's 8/10 quicker than Viñales on that last lap alone.
Yeah, for example, Bastianini's half a second a lap faster than your leader, Jorge Martin.
Deep from Di Gianantonio, and Acosta pounces. So Acosta up into 7th spot. Brad Binder hasn't made any forward progress. He's stuck behind Frankie Morbidelli. Having got up and into 14th and past Bagnaia.
It's been a weekend to forget, hasn't it, for Binder?
Interesting comments from Bagnaia yesterday about, look, we work for Sunday, that's where the big points are. He still has this logic and his thinking, and that's great. It worked for him last year. Your concern is that Martin makes it work in the sprint and in the race at the moment.
It did look, though, like Bagnaia was having a much better weekend, though, this weekend. Literally fast from the very first practice session. Looked obviously strong in qualifying, qualified second. But that crash right at the end of qualifying it's cost him today.
Marquez,
closing in.
Another quarter of a second on this lap, they can see in every single sector. Remember, they are on the same bikes, Bezzecchi and Marquez, in theory, 2023 package. Aleix Espargaro's done well, despite double long lap penalty, to stay on in 6th. Spreading out a lot at the front, isn't it? Apart from this battle, Bezzecchi versus Marquez, no love lost there, of course. Bezzecchi, after Valencia last year, gave an absolute tirade of abuse towards Marc Marquez for a move he felt was dirty, and it's just rolled on, hasn't it? Since then, he had comments about the Bagnaia Marquez incident in Portugal. It will be interesting if Marc gets to make a move, how quickly Bezzecchi, I'm almost certain, will come straight back.
Yeah.
Could get messy.
Yeah, all three of these at the front aren't really friends, as in, well, Marquez and Martin certainly don't get on too well. Obviously, they're both vying for that factory Ducati seat. There were plenty of talk in the press conference on Thursday.
And remember, this time last year, we were talking about Bezzecchi. Oh, down he goes. He was under pressure from Marc Marquez.
That's such a shame.
And drops out.
Such a shame for Marco.
Oh dear.
It was so good to see him up there. That's going to cost Marc Marquez time as well. He'll have had to back off a little bit.
So, look at that in the championship. It may be a sprint race, may only be half points, but suddenly the lead goes out hugely again in this race for Jorge Martin if things stay the same.
What a feeling for Jorge Martin as he looks at his pit board and they say +2 seconds and you've only 3 laps to go. Job done. So easy to do this here. He's in a fraction fast, but he's still trail braking. It's so flat there. There is no camber. So you really feel the front tyre trying to break away from underneath you.
Last 5 races here in Grand Prix have had different winners. The first sprint here last year was another rider in Brad Binder, and it looks like Jorge Martin about to add his name to that roster. Maverick Viñales could be in line for another podium here on the Aprilia. He's surprised his pace just hasn't quite been that to match the likes of Marquez and Martin.
He's been about 3/10 a lap off where the race pace we saw when we were seeing the timesheets. Viñales had the race pace to battle for the win, but clearly just hasn't had it at all. He'll take a third though. It's not bad if it's a bit of an off day and you're on the podium.
Jorge Martin, just over 2 laps remaining. That beautiful bank corner of the blue S's, and he'll come up to the final double apex right, and just 2 laps to go. Has scored points in every single sprint so far from the beginning of 2023 until now. This is his territory.
Yeah, and the argument could be, well, surely why have Ducati not announced that they're going to sign him on the factory bike to be Francesco Bagnaia's teammate?
Because of this man.
But
you feel,
but a much younger rider who is leading the championship, who has got experience on the Ducati.
How many motorcycles does he sell compared to how many motorcycles this man sells?
Is the question commercially?
I don't know.
I know.
Genuinely a question I don't know.
You'd have to say commercially, worldwide fan base, Marc Marquez has probably got 10 times what Jorge Martin's got.
So should decisions be made on that kind of thing? But we sort of know they are, aren't they? At some levels. This is a big marketing exercise. And Enea Bastianini is closing in, on Maverick Viñales with 1.5 to go. There might still be a change in who takes home the silverware here.
But imagine if you are Jorge Martin, bear in mind we're going to find out before or at Mugello,
so we're told anyway.
So we're told. So imagine if you lead for the championship, you finished second in the world last year, and Ducati don't give you the factory seat.
One thing that would possibly work for me and maybe for them, I don't know, is Martin into the factory team and a factory bike for Marc Marquez in a satellite team, and you keep a couple of people happy. You don't have Marc on one of your rivals' bike in the same way.
That would make sense, and especially if Pramac go to Yamaha, which is tour, so he could more potentially stay where he is in the senior team, get the latest and greatest full factory bike, keep everyone happy.
And then, well, apart from René Bastianini, who just touched the grass as he was chasing down Maverick Vinales, but we know Bastianini could well be this man's teammate next year. So could this man.
Yeah.
So much to be decided off track, but on track is where the talking is happening, and the talking is loudest from Jorge Martin. Aleix. Oh, another one.
How did he not crash? Well, he did twice, and he still rode it out.
Brilliant. Wow. Pedro Acosta. That's one of his track limits warnings. He'll try not to repeat that.
It's a bit harsh, isn't it? This might come as a bit of a shock, but I didn't do that on purpose.
Well, polite applause for Jorge Martin. A kind of victory lap here now for him. And he's got 2 seconds just to manage towards the line here. Victorious in the sprint race in Qatar, victorious in Jerez, on the podium in the sprint in Portugal and the USA. And he looks like he's about to extend his championship lead.
Class ride again. Not put a wheel wrong. The start, he had a slight wheeling, but he launched forward, and by the time he got to turn 3, he looked like he got about 5 bike lengths on everyone.
A crash in qualifying earlier today has not upset our championship leader. Jorge Martin with his 3rd sprint win of the year. Over the line he goes to take victory in the French sprint. Marc Marquez, a 2nd place for him from 13th on the grid. 3rd for Maverick Vinales on the Aprilia, just beating Enea Bastianini to the line. Aleix Espargaro, a good 5th, despite the double long lap penalty. Points for Acosta, Di Gianantonio, Miller and Raul Fernandez on the Trackhouse Aprilia, and Fabio Quartararo just misses out. He rounds out the top 10, and Marc Marquez acclaiming the crowd. Come on, is that what you want? He's delivered again from way down on the grid, but not as well as this man. Jorge Martin extends his championship lead.
Yeah, and what a way to bounce back from that mistake.